What's up, guys? Robbie Reyes here. Going to be doing my build predictions and analysis on the Turian Soldier. This character, Mass Effect 3, was obviously the fucking amazing monster of machine guns and guns in general, but just turned the Hurricane into an even bigger death machine than it inherently was. Like, ridiculously good this character was. And it's got a fucking badass armor on it now, so that is cool. Now, again, these are just my predictions, my analysis and just reading what I see here and my old knowledge of Mass Effect. So, full build coming at level 20 and, discussion, but for now, let's just discuss. Fortify, we're actually going to start with Turbocharge, the most important power. This is kind of basically, one thing I'll show you is, actually, before we even do that, take a look. The human soldier also gets turbocharged. Basically, what they've done is they've done away with, in the Mass Effect 3, the human soldier got Adrenaline Rush, and the Turian got Marksman. So did the Quarian Marksman, who was kind of stupid. But yeah, so it looks like they've done away with having two powers that do this kind of thing. They've kind of made it one power. Instead, they got rid of Adrenaline Rush and just made it Marksman Turbocharge, basically. So Turbocharge, it's going to take you 20 seconds to get it back at base, and it's going to give you a duration of 8 seconds. And you're going to get only 10% gun damage boost, 20% fire rate, and 20% clip size. So that's where the real damage comes from. Okay, getting a little more recharge, a little more gun damage. And here, recharge versus duration, honestly, I mean, 20 seconds is its recharge time. Good luck getting that down. That's a long goddamn time, guys. It might be better to just get the most out of it while it's on. When you push this button, you mean business, and you're going to kill everything, and then you'll wait your turn to use it again, 20 seconds. That does suck, but, what can you do? Getting to the next one, gun damage versus gun accuracy and stability. This is obviously going to highly depend on the weapon you choose. I will say inherently 15% is not that much, so it's not that big a deal. Here it's 40%, obviously a much bigger number, and the stability is nice. It's obviously going to depend. Like, if you were using a Hurricane, this would be the tits to use, obviously. Like, for Mass Effect 3, the Hurricane, this would be great. As far as this is concerned, if you're using, like, a gun that's already super accurate, you don't really need the help, then this is the choice for sure. Again, highly dependent on the gun you want to pick, and that depends on what guns you have. So, not going to really comment on that. Clip size versus rate of fire and clip size bonus, again, I would probably pick rate of fire. Again, depends on the gun. Just bear in mind, if the gun already has a super fast rate of fire, and the problem is the clip size, like AKA particle rifle guys from Mass Effect 3, then this may be the better choice for you. But remember, this turbocharge is only active for 8 seconds at base, so you want to do as much as you can in that short period of time. Fucking emails. So yeah, rate of fire bonus and clip size, I'd say is probably looking a little bit better, but obviously it depends on the weapon. Getting into Fortify. And he gets Frag Grenade, which is, the human soldier gets it too, which is really goddamn good. Fortify at base, damage resistance 40. Again, what the fuck does that mean? Mass Effect devs, 40%, 40 points. Like, can I have some specification? Doesn't want to tell you. Just like the human Vanguard. It's like, it tells you at the last evolution of charge, like, damage resistance 70 or something like that. It's like, what does that mean? 70% points? Doesn't tell you, but, you're getting it. Movement speed penalty, that's kind of lame. So you're tankier, but you can't move as much. That's kind of lame. Recharge speed is only 5 seconds. Ooh, you're going to be spamming this, guys. That's good. At base, 5 seconds, that might be the lowest power I've seen so far. Biotic charge is about 8 seconds, so, I mean, holy shit. Recharge speed, now it makes sense why they want to reduce your movement speed, because, like, you can spam this power. This should literally be on, like, always. Movement speed penalty reduced to 25%. Sprint speed reduced to 20. There you go. I mean, that pretty much nullifies the whole problem right there. Remember, you do have your dodges in this game, guys, so this isn't affecting your dodging, which is great. I might go for damage resistance, but this is a really good one. Make no mistake. Melee damage bonus, gun accuracy, gun stability, shield regen bonus, health regeneration, delay reduction. Huh. Shield regen bonus, health regeneration, delay reduction. So get your shield back faster, basically, versus having more gun accuracy and gun stability. Obviously going to depend on the weapon you choose. I wouldn't recommend mailing. I mean, you could totally fortify and mailing, yeah, for sure, because you do have that bonus. But you know, I like melee classes to be a little bit mobile, guys, like a little bit more movement, because that's really gonna help you out. Getting into damage resistance, accumulated damage, accumulated damage resistance, explosion damage, manually deactivating fortified triggers like electric explosion, stunning, and priming them for a detonation. Holy shit! This is what they should have done with Tech Armor Mass Effect 3. So it primes them. That means if you were to use this, you could not detonate with anything because you don't have anything. That sucks. But you can prime and your teammates can do it. Because in Mass Effect 3, nades could detonate, but here it's not telling me anywhere they can detonate. So not going to assume they can. Yeah, so that is good. You know, you basically get a concussive, a little weaker concussive shot that does more damage to shields across 4-meter radius. I say a little weaker concussive shot because the damage number is in the ballpark. And you get minus 50% to your recharge speed. Fuck that. Already out the door. I'd probably rather pick this because explosion is good, but I'm going to be spamming this power and using my gun to kill everything in the nade. So yeah, I'd go with this probably. Turbocharge, we already went over that. Frag grenade. This might be the one that you... Actually, this might be the one that you only put a couple points into rather than fully speccing into. Because these frag grenades are ridiculous. Maybe, let's see. Basically, it's going to come down... You're going to fully spec out turbocharge no matter what. It's going to come down to, can you lose some points in the passives, or can you lose some points in fortify or frag grenade? Turbocharge, you got to max that. Come on, guys. Frag grenade, again, 1,000 at base, 5 meters, huge. For a base, yeah. So here, I'm definitely going to pick radius, though. Make it a little bit bigger. Hit more people. It's already doing great damage. Power cell, grenade capacity versus this. Again, if you get grenade capacity here like you did in Mass Effect 3, this looks very appealing, the damage per second, but until you do, this is kind of nice because you don't have too many. Armor damage versus shields. I'm going to go for armor damage all the way. I mean, you can make a strong argument for shields if you're going to use this as your opener power and then use turbocharge to kill everything that's left standing, because if you're opening, obviously, you'll want to get down the shields of the enemies. And your turbocharge and your gun should be annihilating armor. But in my opinion, since they're already doing so much damage and the biggest bars in this game are armor, armor's probably looking better. But you got to keep in mind, maybe you're going to be using frag grenade to just annihilate the big groups of little enemies, and then using turbocharge on the bosses. So up in the air, depends on the equipment you have too. Munitions training, weapon damage versus power cell. I'd probably go weapon damage. I'm not going to be spamming nades with this guy. Turbocharge definitely is bread and butter. Gun damage. I mean, I will if I can, if I have enough, but turbocharge is a more consistent source of damage. Gun damage boost versus weapon reload. Obviously going to depend on the gun you choose. If it's a gun that could benefit from some reload clip size, then yeah, I mean, this is a long-lasting power, so, you know, it would help you out. Defense debuff per shot. If you're using a rapid-firing weapon, it's going to be much better, but you know, because you'll get that debuff faster. Weapon headshot, weak point bonus, accuracy bonus. Again, all gonna depend on the gun you choose, guys. Here, I'm gonna go fitness for sure. He's got this going for him already, so yeah. Max health and shields. Damage resistant while airborne. Again, this is gonna depend on your playstyle. If you're going to sit and cover, this is really good. If you're going to be jumping around, running and gunning a lot, and using the evade a lot, this is going to be better. But remember, a lot of these guns benefit from holding down the trigger for a long period of time. And when you're turbocharging, you have, you know, only a couple seconds that power is active for. So do you want to be wasting time dodging, you know, and evading, or do you want to just sit and plant yourself in cover and get the most out of your turbocharge? You see what I'm saying? You only have that damage buff for a short period of time, so you want to make the most of it. If you're dashing and jumping like crazy, then, or if you're dashing, not jumping, if you're dashing, then you're canceling your fire time and you have time wasted. But if you just sit and cover, you know, you can make the most of that time. Or if you jump up and hold down the trigger to aim in, then this also makes sense too in that case. Yeah, the low health would be nice, but remember, you already got fortification. This guy looks tanky already. This might be something to skip, to be honest. This right here. Even this might be something to skip. This fortify is going to make you a tank. that's my initial impression, guys. Seems like it's going to be a lot of turbocharging and fortifying, spamming, and then using the nades against when you have them and against the groups. As far as fitness is looking, that might be a place where you can lose some because you do have fortify, like I said. And yeah, looks like a really goddamn good character, guys. Can't wait to get it leveled. If I did not catch anything, or if you know something I don't know, if you play with the character a lot, let me know in the comments. Let's come up with the best build together. And be sure to rate, like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy this. And full gameplay coming this guy at level 20. Build and gameplay on gold coming at level 20. Yeah, guys, have an excellent day.